Shon Osimbo.
Yes, thank you, Sarah Adam. And yeah, it's sports time, Daily Brief Sports. I'm Shon Osimbo Kasula. Let's just quickly dive in. And have you ever wondered how you can actually become a coach of a top football club in the world? So just think about it. Today we have all your answers for you. We are going to actually just, tell you more about this. We have a special guest in studio, and that is Gerald Lami. He's the head coach of the Juventus Football Club, which is in Oman, Muscat. Welcome, Gerald, to the program. So quickly, who is Gerald and how did you get into the coaching business?
Thank you for having me. So Gerald is, for me personally, I'm someone that's a learner. I'm also someone that's eager to just become better. Self-development is very important to me. And in terms of coaching, I've always wanted to be part of football. Once I didn't achieve the heights that I wanted to become a football player, I thought coaching would be the next best route for me.
Yes. So Gerald, is there a specific course one needs to take in order to venture into coaching?
Yes, so to begin coaching, you would have to contact your local football association. From there, you will be able to do your level 1, and from there, you'll be able to go through the ranks of the football coaching industry.
Yes, and what does it take to be a coach of a top football academy like the Juventus Football Club in Oman, Muscat?
Me personally, I think it's someone that's willing to learn, someone that's willing to work as a team, someone that's willing to be hardworking, and also enjoy the art of coaching and being able to be ready to work with people and understand people also is very important.
Yes. And what does your daily activity entail when it comes to, working with the youth, working with the young ones at the academy?
So if I give you a busy schedule, depending on what part of the season that we are at. So usually I always wake up in the morning and make sure I go into the gym. It's very important to keep fit as a coach, as well as you are setting an example for the young players. I'll go into the office, work with a few emails, depending on what's happening that week. If we have events, we'll be contacting our partners. And then from there, from 3:30, I'll head to the training ground. And then from 3:30 to about 8 o'clock, I will be at the training ground working with the youth players from different age groups, working on technical aspects, physical aspects, and all different types of training aspects that we can under the Juventus Academy methodology.
Yes, and this journey started all the way from the UK, where you've also worked with youth at the Arsenal Football Club. Tell us more about that.
Yes, so I started working with Aston Community, which was very rewarding, at the same time very challenging. As a coach, you have to be good with people, you have to understand people. This is why the best coaches in the world, like Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, are very good at their job, because they have good man management skills. So working with Aston Community was amazing, to work with people and young people as well, to understand them as who they are. And that's helped me to become a better coach till this day.
Yes, and also let's talk about Jurgen Klopp, the Liverpool manager. I saw you had a session with him when it came to Kick It Out. That is the organization that deals with just going against racism. Tell us more about that and what you learned from such a top coach.
I mean, that was an amazing experience to speak to someone at that caliber, and again, someone that I look up to as a coach and someone that I aspire to get to that level. Having that moment with him and gaining that information from him was very, how can I put it? It put things in perspective to certain things that I've been thinking already, but hearing it from someone at that level is reassurance, and, just to keep going. And again, amazing experience to speak to someone like that.
Yes, and what are your main achievements so far till to this point?
I would say my main achievements is just still being part of the game. I had a moment where I really didn't want to play football anymore due to not being offered, a professional contract when I was younger. So I had a spell of literally not playing football. So for me personally, coming into the sport that I really love, and that has changed my life immensely and has put me in a position that I am today. To be honest with you, I would say that's my main achievement, is still being part of the game, and the rest is just a bonus, to be honest with you.
Yes, and one of the topics people don't talk about is how heartbroken kids get when they're not offered those contracts. You've been there, you know the experience. So, and now you're working with kids. So when you're with them, what do you advise them just in case they don't make it to the top level football?
First and foremost, I want them to believe that they can make it, because, you know, sometimes having a plan B will steer you away from your plan A. However, you know, the chances of becoming a professional is very unlikely, because there's so many talent out there, and, you know, the percentage is quite small in terms of making it to the top level. But something that I didn't know as a young player was, you know, there's different levels that you can play football and still make a good living, and still be part of the game. So for me, it's first and foremost, for the young players, I advise them to enjoy it, have fun, and from there, you'll be able to work hard within the sport. You know, you see players like Cristiano Ronaldo, where till this day, he still works hard, and that's due to the love of the game that he has. So I use, you know, those examples of players to aspire them and inspire them to become better.
Yes. Now, we know the COVID-19 pandemic has affected a lot of sports across the world, especially football. What have you been up to during this season, now that you didn't have a chance to actually meet up with the kids and talk to them and coach with them?
A lot of cooking, to be honest with you. But no, just, you know, been using this time, excuse me, been using this time to just self-develop again, you know, even things like cooking, you know, becoming better at that, reading a lot of books. I've started a podcast, something that I've always wanted to do. So it's just like things that, you know, you couldn't do before because of your busy schedule. I've been able to do that. And also, yeah, keeping in touch with the players from the academy, just seeing how they are doing and how they are coping during these times. Speaking with family, so, and some resting as well, watching some Netflix.
Yes. So when you're searching for top quality to join the academy, what do you usually go for?
Again, it's quite similar to a coach for the players, for them to understand that it's important to work as a team. It's important to work hard for your team, work hard for yourself, and be open to learn. Be open to learn from not just the coaches, but also from your players, your peers is very important for me personally. As you know, for me as a coach, it's not about demanding and shouting orders to the players 24/7. Sometimes it's about giving them the responsibilities to, you know, shine and build themselves with confidence through their ability as well. So for me personally, it's like having an overall package for them. And at the end of the day, you might not have all the answers to begin with, but just be willing to learn and progress from there.
Yes. Any challenges you've faced in your coaching career so far and how you've overcome them?
Yeah, for sure. I think challenges are important also, but I remember when I first started coaching, because I didn't have much experience, I contacted a few clubs. It's quite difficult to get into them as well. So I thought, you know what, let me create my own journey. So I basically set up an academy, a local academy for local kids in my area. And from there, I built my confidence from coaching. I made a few mistakes, and through the mistakes, I learned a lot. And from there, gaining experience and helping the youths around the local area where I grew up gave me the confidence, and also something that I could present to clubs such as Aston Community and show them what I've been doing. So that was one of the things that I faced.
Yes. And finally, as we wrap up, what next for Gerald Lami, and who's actually your role model in the coaching world?
So in terms of role model, we spoke about Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola. There's someone that I look up to, I aspire to. There's also certain coaches around my network that I look up to and aspire to become. In terms of what's next, I want to keep learning, keep growing, and hopefully one day get to that place where, you know, I had ambitions as a player to get the highest level, and hopefully I can do that as a coach.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us, Gerald Lami, just giving us more details about your work when it comes to coaching all the way to a top football academy in Oman, that is the Juventus Football Academy in Oman, Muscat. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Have a lovely, lovely afternoon. Yes,
Anytime, Shon.
yes, so we
Thank
were
you very
talking
much.
to, you're welcome. You were talking to Gerald, there he is, just giving you details of how you can actually how you can actually join a top football academy as a coach. It was an honor to actually talk to him, giving details. We'll have more of that later. Thank you so much for tuning in. That's all we had for you today on Daily Brief. Have a lovely afternoon. I'm Shon Osimbo Kasula. Newscat is coming up shortly.